It's time for Christmas holiday on Razzler Radio. This is the one that started me off on this poetry lark. The Ultimate Christmas Ghosts. Now, I'm just an old-fashioned farmer. Well, a farmhand, to be really precise. I come across one or two mysteries as I journeyed through my life. This particular time was Christmas as I bed the cows down for the night. It's Christmas Eve, and I perceived two strangers in my torchlight. I thought my eyes had deceived me as they stood just inside of the shed. Now I don't know how they'd shifted the cow and made up a nice hay bed. I said, "What do you think you're doing, trespassing on this here farm?" The woman looked very frightened. The man said, "We mean you no harm. We needed a place to shelter." His eyes were fearful and wild. "I'm praying that someone can help her, for my woman is laden with child." Now, the internet wasn't invented, and the phone lines were down with the snow. The boss was away, so I let them stay. Well, they got nowhere else to go. The woman, she started a-wailing and lay herself down in the hay. As he stood there blinking, I was a-thinking, "Oh, Santa's coming early this day." I said, "Whom am I addressing, if I may be so bold?" He said, "I'm Joseph, she's Mary," and the blood in my veins ran cold. I said, "I presume you are jesting, or a coincidence, I'll be bound." Then Mary started writhing about and making a gurgling sound. Joseph said, "Oh, please, can you help us? I'm starting to fear for her life." I said, "Young man, don't you worry. I'll run home and fetch my wife." I scurried away just as fast as I could. The ground was covered with ice, so I couldn't go as quick as I should. I fell over once or twice. I finally reached my cottage and was hammering at the door. My wife said, "Lord above, what's happened, my love, and what's all the shouting for?" Straight after I finished my story, she started dashing about. She put on a kettle of water and sorted some bath towels out. She said, "Now go fetch some brandy. It'll be bitterly cold this night. You never know, it might come in handy." Little did we know, she was right. We made our way down to the farmyard, and I noticed a star shining bright. I said, "It's slippery footing, so you better hang on to me tight." The farmyard clock struck midnight as we approached the old cow shed. "I hope that everything is all right. It's awfully quiet," I said. Now, as I took stock, 'twas a bit of a shock. The couple were there no more, but here it lay. The shape of the A was a cross on the cowshed floor. Doesn't your brain do some weird things under the influence of alcohol? Let me tell you the story about my brother Paul's Christmas party. It was at a Christmas party around a booked venue place, but little did I think at first I'd be totally off me face. They asked me to take my accordion to help the party go with a swing, but doing a gig while taking a swig between numbers is not a wise thing. They all were singing and dancing as I pumped on me bellows and played, and seemed eternally grateful as I used the tools of me trade. Later we stopped for some nibbles, and that's good because I wanted a rest, and by now I needed a tiddles. My mobility's put to the test. My brother said, "Just go straight ahead. Don't worry, mate, you can't miss it. You've got to go through an adjoining room." I thanked him for being explicit. On the way through, while searching the loo, I came across a table. So on my way back, the plan of attack was to find it if I was able. I finished my business, my head started to spin, the room began to reel. My confidence now takes a bit of a knock because of the way I feel. I found the table and thought, I'm all right. But after a while I was puzzled. I didn't seem to get anywhere. So I guessed it was because I was sozzled. It had been quite some time, then my brother called, and boy was I glad to be found. Now, why do you think that I'd lost my way? 'Cause the flipping table was round.